Honestly, this has not been the best of weeks. I had a coding challenge for an interview that did not go very well, and I kind of hit a wall with battleships. On the positive, I did complete my portfolio and I've made some progress towards the redesign of liquid ignition. Welcome to the series where I show you what I'm doing to try and become a web developer. My name is Craig and this is week 31. Let's dive right in and see how much time I've spent on web development this week. The total time this week is 19 hours and 10 minutes. That's broken up as 2 hours 20 for tutorials, 11 hours 10 for projects, and then 5 hours 40 for career stuff. Time is a little bit down this week because it's a long weekend of bank holidays, so I'm spending time with family, and a lot of time on career stuff because of the coding challenge. In terms of what I've learned this week, not a huge deal really. For the Odin Project, I spent another couple of hours trying to go over testing JavaScript. Still struggling to get it in my head. There's a few videos I watched which helped, but it's just, not going in. So I decided to start the Battleship Project and get hands-on experience doing the testing. Initially, it started off really well, and testing was going fine, and then it didn't. I kind of hit a wall with it. I found that I'm using console.log a lot. This kind of project tries to get you not to do that as much within the testing. So that's kind of a habit I need to get out of when I'm doing testing. And then for the coding challenge, I'm actually going to do a separate video on the coding challenge, so make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date on my videos. I really struggle with the coding challenge. In my mind, it was more of a data analyst coding challenge rather than a web developer one, but I can see how it does relate to web development. And I use the programming language R. If you're not aware of what R is, it's very similar to Python in a way, I guess. I haven't used R in a few years, so that was quite an interesting challenge. One thing I learned with R, which I didn't know before, the function rbind, which is where it basically just like combines loads of rows together, is an exponentially slow function. So what that means is if we have a graph, I don't know if I'm going to be able to draw this, but imagine we have a graph. On the y-axis we have time, and on the x-axis we have dataset size. So as the dataset increases in size, the amount of time, it just gets ridiculous. It took so long. So yeah, in the future when I'm using large datasets in R, I'm not going to use rbind. Lesson learned there. Let's dive over the computer and we'll go over my portfolio, the liquid ignition redesign that I've started, and I'll show you some of the code for the battleships. Okay, first up is my portfolio. Let's just refresh it so you can see what goes on. So yeah, I've got a few animations. These, I'll do it again. These kind of load up and everything slides in. Some different hover animations. And then you've got like my skill sets, projects, and the footer down at the bottom. So I do really like the hero section now. So I think I could clean up the image a little bit more. You can still see there's kind of that background going on. And then if we just go to the about, this hasn't changed too much. It's exactly the same kind of content. And then contact page, again, this all works. The about and contact page haven't changed that much. The hero is definitely different. The header section slightly different. Yeah, overall I'm quite happy with it. I may put my nav to be sticky and it works fine. On mobile, slightly different layout. There was two issues I've kind of come across. The first is I had an issue pushing the dist folder to GitHub pages. So it's dist folder because I'm using Webpack, and I don't know what was going on, but I had to delete the GitHub pages and then push it again when I was making changes. So I need to look into that because I've probably done something wrong. And then the second issue I have is I need to just re-upload a sitemap because now I don't have different pages. Before I had like the index, contact, and about. I just all have it as one page now, and it just refreshes the page with new content. So as you can tell, the root folder kind of updated there. So those are two issues that I need to work on. Liquid ignition. So this was a redesign. I definitely got stuck with the JavaScript. I got too kind of lost in it, I would say. My idea, so I've actually like disabled the JavaScript right now. My idea was to have like a scroll animation or something, so I would scroll and the entire page would just move up. And I got it working to some regards. So if I'd scroll here and then this would be in the center, the upcoming events. And yeah, I got it working in some regards, but it was not as clean as I would like it. And then there was issues with kind of if I use the navigation at the top, it was really not playing well with that scroll. But overall, I think it's okay. I need to do something. There's not enough white space around this edge. So yeah, that looks a bit too cramped there. I should say as well, I've only designed this for mobile right now. As I said, I got really stuck with the JavaScript and didn't really concentrate on the design. So I paused the JavaScript and worked on the design a little bit more. The drink section, I quite like the hover or focus. I'm not sure what to do about this. I don't like having an odd number. And then it just got this white square. So I could do like the last one goes across both, but does that ruin the flow? Let me know. What do you think I should do about this white space? And then yeah, all this at the bottom. I probably need to have some kind of hover effect and active state on the social icons. But all these kind of got a smooth scroll going on, which I really like. I need to put a link to the kind of top of the page using the liquid ignition button. Well, it's not a button, it's just a header. But yeah, so I need to work on the JavaScript and build it for desktop. One thing I'm not fully sold on, so I have this video somewhere, a video container, and I've got it fixed at the minute. And what I wanted to do with the scroll was after it passed this upcoming event, I wanted to turn it off. And again, that just wasn't working as I wanted it. So right now I've got like all other sections. I've got a background of white to kind of override the video. And it works, but I don't know if there's a better way of doing it. I don't know if it's possible, but watch the video. It just jumps. I wonder if I could do like it plays and then it reverses. I think that would be a really cool effect. I don't know why I did that with my hands. Battleships. So I need to work on my code kind of layout, but I've got code in one section, tests in another. Game board, I was fairly happy with this. So I create a 10 by 10 grid, fill it with blanks. I can get the ships. I don't really want it to say ship on the grid. I kind of want it to say an ID or something like that, but right now I'm happy with that. Receive an attack, that's fine. Got some checks in place and I find out which ship it hits. So that was quite good. So I set the initial coordinates to -1. So basically it only updates if it's found the ship. And then it places a hit to the ship. Which is quite good and checks the game is over. And it worked all fine until I introduced players. So this player controller, my idea, well, I thought it was a really good idea, is each player has its own game board because, they do need to place their own ships and everything like that. Player 2 is going to be the AI. And it did sort of work until I got to the check winner result. And yeah, for some reason in my testing, this should be coming back as false because it shouldn't be game over. Is sunk shouldn't be working right. And yeah, it's coming back true that the game is over and it's not. I'm pulling my hair out as to why. So I'm kind of stuck on this little bit and I need to test the random AI movements a little bit more. But generally, it's okay. As I said, I kind of hit a wall with running some tests, but I'll get there in the end. A bit more research should be fine. That is everything for week 31. As I said, not the best of weeks. I really struggled with the coding challenge. It kind of put me in a bad mood and I hit a wall with battleships. But I am glad that I finished my portfolio and made a start on liquid ignition redesign. I did apply for 3 more jobs this week. There was a internship that I really wanted to apply for as well. And it was just so bizarre. The website was insane. It's like I signed up to this website. I don't know if that meant it also applied for me at the same time, but then it like didn't give me any notification or anything. So I went looking on this website to see if I could find the job again. Couldn't find it. Went on the actual company's website. There was no mention of this job. So I think someone's just like stole my information. Good job, Craig. Next week is still going to be a little bit of a short week, so what I hope to achieve next week is just a little bit more progress on Battleships. I'm not going to be able to complete it. It is a huge beast. So as long as I make a little bit of progress, I'll be happy there. And I also want to continue with Liquid Ignition redesign. Definitely get the desktop design finished, and hopefully I'll make a start on the JavaScript. All the links to everything will be down below if you want to go check them out. And as always, I'd greatly appreciate your thoughts and advice. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, then hit that subscribe button. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll catch you later.